we are going to look at the symptoms of the other sides. We're going to look at the symptoms of the high cholesterol, and then we look at the symptoms for the low cholesterol. But what is actually confusing is we are going to see that the symptoms of the high cholesterol, of the high cortisol, again they are similar with the symptoms for the low cholesterol, low cortisol. So, and the answer to this paradox is that now how the body usually does it, just like when we saw the insulin resistance, we can also develop cortisol resistance. So when this gland that we saw that produces cortisol, when it produces cortisol, a level reaches when it is high, and it takes some good time when it is high. And when it is high, what will the body really do? These cells will start developing cortisol resistance by mainly two ways. These receptors that are supposed to respond to this hormone, they can start to be downgraded. And also the other thing is that time reaches when this gland that produces the hormone, when it is overworked, and it develops what we call the adrenal fatigue. So it develops what we call the adrenal fatigue after a time of being overworked. So that's why you really see the symptoms for this high cholesterol, this high cortisol. Again, they are looking the same as the symptoms for the low cholesterol. So here in high cortisol you can have fatigue, and in low cortisol you can have chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue, because this is something that's now long standing. So you can have inflammation, but here you can have chronic inflammation that has taken long time. That's why actually when you go to the hospital and you are given the substitute of this hormone, we have very many drugs in the hospitals which substitute the cortisol, very many of these steroids, and you will find they are helping you with this issue, especially of the chronic inflammation. People who are having chronic arthritis. So the blood sugars, because just as we said, this hormone really raises the blood sugars. So this hormone, and it is closely, the cortisol resistance closely links with insulin resistance. Because if you're having these persistent high sugars, the hormone for controlling the sugars will end up also being raised. And we already looked at insulin and also insulin resistance. So obviously someone will crave for sugars. Someone can have a high blood pressure, and then someone can also have high cholesterol. High cholesterol because of what? Remember we said cortisol, it's one of the fat generating hormones, and it leads to the increase of the belly fat. So someone will have a big belly because of this high hormone. And then arthritis. So arthritis, we shall look at it in deep details. The main cause for arthritis is the degeneration of the cartilages in the joints. So, but also, if you have problems with the cortisol, this condition will be exacerbated. And then we can have the allergies, we can have the low stress tolerance. Yeah, then so we are going to in the next video we are going to look at the ways we can really try to reduce this hormone. Because if you are to prevent all this, again you must take back the sequence from all this to you must take back to a situation where where this gland does not need to produce lots of cholesterol, lots of cortisol, when you just have the optimum levels.